Hi, I'm Geoff Weathersby. I was a fellow. And I served this summer at Philadelphia LiveArts and Philly Fringe. I'm sort of the oddball of the group. I think that's why I'm tucked away here at the end of the program. Kidding. My professor was David Housen, and so go for it. I'll tell you a little bit about the organization. It was inspired by the Edinburgh Fringe Festival in 1947, which began as sort of a place for professional theater groups to convene with a large audience and just put on professional works. But unfortunately, not unfortunately, however, on the first day of the festival, 8 uninvited theater groups descended upon it, as it was put, and they put on their own experimental shows along the outsides or fringes of the festival. Thus, the Fringe Festival got its name and was born. And so how it relates to Philadelphia is in 1997, Nick Stuccio and Eric Schofer went to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival and were so inspired by what they saw in festival time that they decided Philly needed one of its own. Thus, the Fringe Festival was born. And now it is 2 distinct festivals. We have the Fringe Festival, which is designed for experimental artists, just to give them a platform on which to produce their works and give them an audience which they might not otherwise have. And the LiveArts Festival, which is for professional theater groups, oftentimes international, to bring them to Philadelphia. This is for 2 purposes: to make Philadelphia sort of a destination for the arts, and to pair talented Philadelphia theater companies and dance companies alongside their international counterparts. And so that's multifaceted purpose there. So to get to my internship, 2 days a week I did finance. So I did QuickBook entry, pretty much, deposits, credit cards, purchases, check requests, etc. I also reconciled the credit cards and the large checking account called operating account, which was a bear, believe me. And I also did sort of administrative tasks. This was difficult for me at first. I'd never had any sort of accounting background. But as it went on, it got easier, and I came to enjoy it. So not too much, but a little bit. Now we come to marketing and student outreach. This is where I primarily focused, 3 days a week. And what we were trying to do was to increase the festival's audience base among students, ages 18 to 25. And so we were dreaming up a number of initiatives to do this, and one of which was called Twitter Fest. This was actually started by one of the festival goers. And so what he thought up was that students sort of apply to get free tickets to shows. They go to these shows, and then they come back and they tweet about them, or a 140-character response about what they saw. And these are like little, witty quips and things. So we picked the most witty of the people, and they do their tweet. And this was very effective. I was able to see this from the conceptual stages. We had a meeting with the guy who was a professor at Bryn Mawr College, and all the way to its implementation. It was very successful. Next we come to postcards. We were in a sort of a co-op with other arts organizations in Philadelphia, and so we would sort of share clients. And so based upon past ticket info and ticket history, we would sort of link the shows that they went to with the live art shows, the 16 live art shows, and we would say, all right, well, they would probably like one of these. And so we would send them postcards. So the interns had the wonderful task of sifting through about 100,000 of these, and 100,000, and deleting duplicates and making sure no household got more than 3 postcards. And this it was mind-blowing. Next we did poster distribution, which was just that, going around to Philadelphia, Center City, and the suburbs, and tacking up posters, going into coffee shops, and just asking if we could leave some cards. And so I got to know the city a lot better that way. Another thing I worked on was a student outreach video for our funders. It was just sort of a montage of various clips of things that we had done with students up to that date. So we compiled them and sent it off to PNC Bank, which was who our funders were, just to give them sort of a spot check on how we were doing. And the last thing was our Facebook presence, which is what we're working hard at in this picture. We created a Facebook application, which in its use was people could allow the application to appear on their page and find information about any of our 200 shows in the Fringe Festival or the Live Arts Festival, and they could say what shows they wanted to go to and what shows they were going to. And then this would appear in their notifications and news feeds for anyone who is familiar with Facebook. And that would also increase the overall awareness of the festival for all the 18 to 25 college people. And this was very successful. We We boasted 40% growth in our student audience base from the previous year, this year, which was amazing. It was great. Next slide. My third area of focus was construction. I did not expect this. My first day I showed up, we were moving offices, and I actually showed up at the old office and had to walk many, many blocks to the new office. But I was asked if I could help frame a wall, and so I said, sure, because I was a little nervous for my first day, and I knew manual labor is something I can do, so I just said, all right. So we framed a wall, actually with Nick Stuccio, the producing director. He wore many hats in the organization, and we framed a wall. And after that, he was like, you know what, you can save us a lot of money. So instead of hiring professional people who knew what they were doing, I would work with another person they had been hiring for about 8 years on all these tasks here, laying cement, hanging drywall, installing a kitchenette, running water lines, and the last day, installing a roof drain, which was great. I was able to get a hole saw on the roof and just drill right into the roof of the actual building, which was very empowering. And so we'll go to what I took away. This is one of those annoying animations. So on a very tangible level, I took away 7 shirts, 8 buttons, and a bottle opener. We went to the warehouse one day where they have all this old stuff from various festivals. So they said, hey, yeah, you can have this stuff. So I took what you see here, and I gave it to friends and family, and I wear a lot of shirts around campus. If you see me, I'll probably have one on. I also took away a knowledge of QuickBooks and its applicability to virtually all kinds of businesses, and I know that's going to help me, so I'll tuck that away. I also took away a more intimate knowledge of Philadelphia. By taking the subway in every day and home and through postal distribution, I learned a lot more about the city, which I didn't know before. So by the end of my internship, I could go virtually anywhere in the city I wanted to. I also learned a lot about the sort of office politics. I never sort of thought about that before, but it was very interesting to see how managers and directors worked with the people under them. And at my organization, it was more of a big brother role. Every birthday, we would send around a folder that was marked, just like Tessitura, which is our database. So it was very incognito, and it would have a card in it, and you would sign the card and pass it around. And so everyone on their birthday would get a card. And it was a great environment. Everyone would go out after work, and it was really fun. I learned a lot, especially from picking Nick Stuccio's brain as we were hanging drywall and making walls and things, about nonprofit management, the arts, and I learned a lot that way. I also learned about marketing and how to advertise to a diverse population. The festival had festival goers from all walks of life, and so I learned a lot about how to sort of plug into all those places, what would be effective for this demographic and this demographic. And I also took away an understanding of art and its value, which is something more conceptual I wanted to walk away from the internship with. Just sort of, you know, what art was, what its purpose, and especially in grant writing, how do you say what the value of art is and get something monetary in return? How can you say that this festival is worth this X amount of dollars because of this? And I learned a lot. I won't go into that now because that's a huge thing, but I learned a lot about that. And I like working with my hands. And so hopefully, I don't know how that will translate into my future. Maybe a little shop after I get home from work, make some furniture or something. But it was a lot of fun. And so I just want to say thank you to everyone. It's been a long night. Thank you, especially to the Burhans. Thank you so much. It wouldn't have been possible without you. That's it. Thank you.